Always entertaining, accidentally informative. We are bringing nostalgia and camaraderie to the hobby. That's Tim. I'm Chad. This is Pack to the Future Podcast, Season 2, Episode 15. Tim, we are going to be talking about Vegas Tommy. I'm having a midlife crisis. But most importantly, we are going to be talking about Bowman Inception University, Tim.
Yeah, there's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful, and not something that I would have ever thought in a million years would hold down the better part of our show, but it's going to be a very important product. We've got some listener feedback. We had Carter, MC, I forget his actually Instagram handle, so...
MC Basketball PC.
Thank you, Tim.
Yep.
He called in and weighed in on the product as well, which will be very insightful. You guys are not going to want to miss that. But Tim, we mentioned on some shows that some of our weekly updates feel really short. Other ones feel really long.
Yeah.
This is kind of in that longer category, it feels like.
Yeah. Week is poorly defined at times for us.
I think that's probably the best way to say that. Well, with that being said, should we get into our weekly update?
Absolutely.
I got a little bit. So, Tim, on my end, I was out last week, as I hinted at earlier, did a little road trip in Northern California a couple episodes ago. I had asked for recommendations, and we did get some listener response to inform me about some card shops where I would be driving through.
Very cool.
And was fully planning on hitting those up, and I hit up none of them. I hit up 0 card shows and card shops, rather, during this trip, which makes for a really awkward segment, but there's a reason for it.
Damn it, Chad.
So, Tim, you have been fully immersed, unfortunately, in, I don't know if I want to call this a midlife crisis, but it's a midlife something. I'm going through something here.
I think we both are, but yeah, you're on the struggle bus, I think.
I don't know if it's struggle bus or contemplation. I don't know what it is. But anyway, mention that Boston Steve said, "Hey, bud, you're only 30. You can't be going through a midlife," which is laughable. And I very much appreciate you guys thinking I'm 30. Not the case. But nonetheless, I digress. So got a little bit of a story for my weekly update. I'll keep it brief, and I think it's going to be entertaining.
Let's hear it.
I was watching King of Collectibles with the wife a couple weeks ago.
What?
You know, for her, it's kind of entertaining. Okay. And I know that from a hobby content standpoint, it's like taboo to say that you actually enjoyed the show. Like, it's the cool thing to say is like, oh, I hated it. No, I don't. I think it's enjoyable.
Okay.
It's a collectible show. I get entertained. But something came up with one of the cards. I think it was the kid who found a Luca, and I forget what the Luca was. I want to say it was a gold prism. I don't remember. But she said, gosh, you know, someday you're going to have an expensive card like that. I just kind of laughed. I'm like, nah, I collect Rudy Gobert and Von Miller, and that's just not going to happen. But it kind of planted the seed in my mind. I've also said that 2023 will be kind of the year of change and trying new things for me.
Yeah.
So that's been on the back of my mind as well. Well, the next morning, I was thinking about that, and I've also thought, like, gosh, baseball's been a prominent part of our podcast, Tim, this year.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
I've tried to embrace it a little bit. So all these things spinning in the blender that is my brain. Get off the treadmill, the endorphins are running, scroll through eBay, which I've been known to do, and enter Topps Transcendent. So an eBay search popped up from a card. The seller only had 6 feedback, Tim. So only sold 30 cards total and only 6 feedback.
It's always fascinating, right?
Generally not good. This particular card, which I'll reveal in just a moment, listed, we'll go ahead and say the price, so you guys can really razz me on this later, was listed at 10 grand.
Whoa. What are you doing?
I'm feeling good on my post run. I sent you a screenshot that I offered 5 grand. Going for the old low ballaroo, as they call it.
The 50%er. I love it. That's where you start, right?
I've been known to start at 30, so I thought 50 was fine.
Oh, that's true, you cheap ass.
But I did get a counter offer at 7,500.
No auto decline?
No auto decline. Which really was kind of the first thing, like, oh, maybe this is going to go somewhere. So, of course, I'm thinking, you know what? Let me see if I can cut some more cost off the 7,500, which I was not fully ready to pay. And let's see if I can take this off eBay, offer a little bit less. They don't have to pay the fees. You know, everyone knows that. So reach out to this person on Instagram. And clearly the person doesn't fully know how to sell cards. I mean, they've got that 6 feedback. And trying to walk them through my thought process. And then they say, you know what? The 7,500 that I counter offered you might be a little low. He said, I think I've got a $10,000 card here.
Uh-oh.
So I panicked.
Yeah.
And I hit accept on eBay. so that he couldn't redact the offer.
Oh.
And I am stoked at this point. I am fully embraced. I am stoked. Moments later, seller has canceled the order. And of course, they put it my request, right?
Yeah.
So orders canceled. So we go back and forth, lots of drama on Instagram, like, hey, what the hell? And he's saying, hey, what the hell? eBay had already taken my $7,500. Right? Like it doesn't immediately come back to you. It takes 3 to 5 business days.
No.
So we worked out a price. The person was figuring out some stuff. They're just new to this. But we agreed on the price. And I had to wait a couple of days for some finances to come through. And I ended up buying a really big card. We've talked about GRAILs in the past. I've never been really set on one particular card as being my GRAIL, but there's always been one item in particular I have always told you I've wanted to own. And at least for the past several years, if not decade or more, that I've always dreamt of owning. So I'm now the owner of a 2022 Topps Transcendent, interestingly enough, oversized gold frame cut auto of Walt Disney.
In a baseball product.
Ah,
that's awesome.
So how about that? So very unique. That was my week. The autograph, interestingly, is cut from a board meeting document where he's chairman of the board, which holds a little place in my heart because, the other side of this, Tim and I do have day jobs, believe it or not. The podcast doesn't fully finance us, but kind of boards and chairs of board is something that hits home a little bit with me. But his signature isn't the very nice inscribed Walt Disney that you see. It's signed Walter, which actually, as I Google search his cut autos, I don't know if they're rare, but they're definitely not the norm. So It was a little bit unique for me.
That's cool.
But I absolutely loved the card. I was going to bring it over. I just didn't want to transport because it was raining outside. So at some point, I'll show it to you. But easily the largest card I've ever purchased, and just happens to be through a baseball product. So fitting for this year, huh?
Man, yeah. Just keeping with the baseball theme.
But people, if you can do it, go ahead and like those things that you've thought of owning.
Yeah.
If you can do it and not put yourself in financial trouble, just do it. The time is now.
This is as close to, rephrase. It is a buyer's market. So go look. You might be completely shocked at the prices that get accepted.
And if you're completely in a bit of a midlife situation as I am, where you're concerned about everyone around you dying and your longevity, then go ahead and pull it. Go for it. I don't want to say pull the trigger.
That was a little depressing. I thought it, and then you still said it. So.
Yeah. Still just dove right into that. So, Tim, I'm very excited. I own a Walt Disney auto now.
That's huge.
Yeah, man. Your immediate response, of course, you were ecstatic, but also you said like, hey, are we still going to go to national? We're still going to go national. We're still going to be okay. Because you know what? Do I truly need 1,000 Rudy Gobert cards and Von Miller cards and half the Donovan Mitchells I own and all these other things? No, I don't. And I'll be able to get them back someday if I ever need them. So we're going to be okay. Going to sell off some things and we'll be all right.
That's a happy little package that you sent off into the consignment world, I think.
Yeah. It wasn't little.
No.
No, it wasn't.
Congrats, man. That's a huge, huge, huge card.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So that was my week. I know that was a little bit longer than what we like to do for this opening segment, but there it goes.
Yeah.
You've had an interesting week or two as well. You've kept me updated on a couple of things. Do you want to tell the people? You're looking off into the distance, man, like you're just defeated. People, if nothing else, go onto YouTube. What are we, the 10-minute mark right now? Go on and just look at Tim's eyes. Are you okay?
I think I had a little PTSD space out there.
Are you all right, man?
We're talking about baseball? Are we on?
Yeah,
we're doing the podcast?
You okay? You doing all right?
All right, let's regroup.
All right. I seriously want to know, like, what's going on? You okay? You got like a tear in your eye. I'm going to go to national. We're going to have a good time. I bought a baseball card.
Yeah, you did. I should have bought a baseball card too.
You good?
Or two.
Are you truly good to continue the podcast?
I think so.
Seriously?
No, I'm good.
All right. You need me to get you anything?
No, I'm good.
All right, man. Do you want to talk about your week or no?
Sure. I mean, it was baseball heavy. I stumbled into a few poor decisions, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about those at your discretion, of course.
Yeah. Where do I want to start? Okay. Let's just say, let's precap this with baseball is a fun sport. It's America's game. And so sometimes there's the potential, in theory, to wager some money on it.
in theory.
Let's keep this to units. How about that?
Yeah, like insulin.
I'll let you guess what my unit bet might be. But let's say that this week went 1 for 7 on Wednesday. Yeah, that's generally not a winning number.
Generally, I would agree.
Yeah, and baseball games, if you haven't wagered on any of them, the favorites are generally like juiced to high heaven. You know, you'll get odds like minus 180 on the Padres or something, you know. And to blow a couple of those picks, it's pretty expensive. It's kind of like a double whammy.
But for the record, like you said, you generally look at the Padres. Like, I don't ever look at wagering on the Padres or most baseball games midweek myself, but that's just me.
And, you know, what was I doing on a Wednesday? I don't know. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
All right.
For perspective, though, this is how some of those losses went down. I had to jot these down because I'm terrible at recounting things, and I generally block them from my memory if they're bad memories.
You have so many notes written down. Can you just show that just flash it?
Oh, no. It's just...
Look at that. Those are just about your losses?
No. Some of this is actually for the show later.
Okay, I'll be quiet. I want to hear about this.
So Wednesday, the Marlins played the Diamondbacks. They managed to lose 5-4 in the top of the ninth. So I was going into inning number 9, counting that as a W. I walk away, refresh the page, and they blew it. You know, and so the house won on that one, right?
The Marlins and the Diamondbacks, though?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Huh?
You felt strongly about one of those?
I did, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It didn't work out well.
You know more about baseball than I do.
But, you know, and then the Blue Jays played the Phillies. The Blue Jays are up 1-0 going into the ninth.
You got Blue Jays?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But then it got tied up in the bottom of the ninth after the Blue Jays went into that inning with a 75% win probability.
Did you calculate that probability?
I stole that off of ESPN.
Okay.
Yeah. But, you know, that's pretty good odds generally. Going into the ninth, you kind of like where you're sitting.
I agree.
But no. The real kick in the nuts then was the Padres playing the Twins. You know, they were tied 2-2, you know, at end of 9 innings. I'm like, okay, this could go either way. It's a literal coin flip at this point. The Padres went up, reverse. So the Twins went up 3-2, and then the Padres tied it 3-3.
Okay.
So pretty unexpected in the 10th inning for that to happen, right? You generally are like, oh, first team scores. Well, okay, good game.
Right.
So they took it, I think it was like the 11th inning or the 12th inning, and Padres managed to blow it.
Oh. These are all close.
Close, and it's painful.
I was going to say, would you rather just your teams get blown out from the start?
Yeah, you just want to know it's over. You know, even with the updated pitch clock, you know, the games are reliably like 2 hours and 30 minutes now. But, you know, you'd spare yourself 2 hours of agony if you're like, 9-2 in the first inning. Okay,
sure.
Good night.
Sure.
But yeah, 1 for 7. Not great.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And, you know, Thursday didn't go a whole lot better. So,
Sunday was the day, though.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going into Sunday, you know, down 10 units. Yeah. Doesn't sound that bad on paper, but, you know.
It doesn't.
So not the greatest week. But how many NASCAR races have you watched, Chad?
NASCAR? None in the last 20 units, man.
20 weeks? Yeah. Can you name at least 3 NASCAR drivers?
Is Tony Stewart still driving?
No.
What about Jeff Gordon?
No.
That tells you the era that I last watched NASCAR.
Good grief.
What about Danica?
No.
She's still doing her thing?
I wish I could do failhorn on you at least a couple times.
That's my knowledge.
Well, you know, I have never watched a NASCAR race. But
come on, don't. Did you really? You didn't even tell me about this one.
I handicapped a couple racers.
Why? What? Why?
I did maybe 3 minutes of research and I was like, who's got a chance to do this? And, you know, I read through like a top 10 list and thankfully managed out of 5 picks that I put in, I did manage to pick the winner. So,
did you really?
last name Byron.
How'd
Wouldn't
you
even be
do
able
that?
to tell you his first name.
How many units did you win on that one?
No, this was 2.5.
Oh.
So that helped, right? You know, kind of recover the week a little bit. And that was close too. So going into lap 292 out of 293, the eventual winner was down or behind or lagging by 0.5 seconds, which I guess in racing can be a lot, right? So I'm sitting there refreshing on Google, refreshing. I'm like, lap 294 out of 293. What's going on? I thought I was done. And then lap 295 out of 293. One more refresh. Mr. Byron, thank you for pulling that one out.
Tim, I'm frustrated at myself because I know the listeners are going to have so many questions about how you ended up betting on this. And I just don't even, I'm so speechless right now. I don't even know what to say to you. What? How does this begin? Is this like a FanDuel thing? What are you doing?
No, this is Facebook. Yeah.
Facebook?
Mm-hmm. It's a room called the locker room.
You need to get out of that locker room.
I do. There's a scantily clad men rubbing their balls all over people's faces.
What is happening? Tell me about Sunday.
Oh, no. So Sunday comes along and, I do watch golf, right? So, at least back to a sport that I have some kind of rooting interest in.
Okay.
I can't tell you. I don't know. This was maybe 2.5 weeks ago on some podcast. Wouldn't even be able to tell you. Somebody made just like a throwaway comment. It's like, Jason Day, if you had to guess like who's going to eventually win his next tournament, it'd be Jason Day because he had like top three finishes or something. That's what I remember hearing. If you Google his stats and how he's been finishing in the last few tournaments he's played in, it's not top three, but it's like a couple missed cuts, a 9th place finish, a 7th place finish, and nothing in the top three. So I don't know where that comment came from, but I just remember that. And so Wednesday, when things were not going well, in this group, there was a post for, guess the eventual winner of, I wouldn't even be able to tell you the name of the tournament anymore. Wow. But anyway, guess the eventual winner.
The one that was on CBS on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly, that one. But anyway, so the odds were pretty long, but I only put in for two wagers. One was the heavy favorite, and then Jason Day at the odds of plus 1,400.
Okay.
So not great.
No.
Not great. Kind of forgot about it. But I texted you along the way, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Thursday wasn't looking so great. He was kind of, straggling behind. Friday, he got a little closer. I think it was like, 6th, maybe 4 shots off the lead. Saturday, he's inching a little bit closer too. And Sunday, about halfway through, I was like, oh, look who's on the top of the leaderboard.
You're a junkie, man. Vegas Tommy is back. Fully back.
Snatching less of a defeat from the jaws of a massive defeat. Jason Day, you're my hero.
You need that tattooed on your back.
I told you I'd name my next pet after him. It's not going to be a cat, though.
That's a hell of a week, Tim.
It's a roller coaster.
You need to get out of that locker room.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
You got to get out of that locker room. I will say that. Yeah. Is that why you were staring off into space earlier?
I don't know. I mean, it's just when bad things happen, you just kind of go.
Is that like an Absalom seizure? Like you look better now. You got a little more pep in the eyes, but I could see why after Marlins Diamondbacks on your typical Wednesday.
I don't even know.
All right, Tim. Anything else on the weekly update?
Nope. No cards. How about that?
All right. Yep. Well, very impressive, Tim. Before we move on to our main event, Bowman University Inception. Let's remind people, before they do their shopping on eBay, they can help out the show by clicking our affiliate link on our website, pttfpodcast.com.
Mm-hmm.
You click on our affiliate tab, you'll see numerous lovely discounts. You'll also see a link to the eBay affiliate link. Go ahead and click there. Mm-hmm. Shop as usual, costs you nothing, gives the show a little kickback in the process, and you will be greatly loved by both Tim and myself. pttfpodcast.com. All right, Tim. Bowman. I'm excited about Bowman. Who would have thought?
You would have never said that last year. Never.
I am truly
Regardless
excited
of sport.
about this product. So here's what I want to do.
Oh.
I want to give a little rundown about what the product is, because my suspicion is that unless people are reading about it now, most people don't know about this product.
No, I mean, it's new, right? Because you're taking the name, image, likeness license.
You're getting ahead of yourself, but that is true.
Yeah. Right.
So we're going to talk about the product. I'll give a brief little rundown.
Mm-hmm.
I want you, Tim, you're going to talk about two kind of big components and two people who are going to be featured in this product.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we've got a listener call in as well.
Okay.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, guys. So 2022-23 Bowman University Inception offers a heavy series of NCAA cards, including coverage for football stars, men's and women's basketball stars as well. 7 cards to a hobby box, 2 autos, 16 boxes per case. Release date should have been May 19th, so yesterday. Suggested price right around $200. Now, Tim, while most of the featured players here are college athletes, we also get some cards that are for high school subjects or international standouts. This includes the first pack-pulled and licensed Victor Wembanyama card of the Metropolitans 92.
Yama.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The cards themselves are very visually appealing, with both the base and the inserts reflecting kind of a Cosmos type feel. They look very great. They look nice. They are great. 100 cards in the base set, 190 card base autograph set. That's a big base autograph set.
That sounds like a lot.
That's according to Cardboard Connection. I didn't go through and count them because they are listed by name. It didn't quite look like 190, but that's what they said. 190 base card autograph set. 10 to 15 parallels of the base cards. There are signatures. There are die cuts. There are autograph relics. There's also booklets that seem to be featured as a part of this product.
Those look good.
They do look good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not only do the cards look nice, but you also get some really big name, at least college football players, including Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, and Tim, your favorite to win NFL Rookie of the Year, CJ Stroud.
Just get off that list.
But despite the fact that these cards look good, visually, they're going to grab you. They got some big names, at least in college football. Tim, there are 2 huge names outside of college football that we got to talk about.
Well, you already mentioned one of them. That's, Mr. Number 1 draft pick soon. Victor Wembanyama.
Not of the Utah Jazz.
No.
Screw those guys for tanking. I'm still off the Jazz bandwagon. Everyone says, oh, the Jazz is going to come back. Jazz, I'm not coming back. I'm gone.
Would you have come back if they'd somehow stumbled into the number 1 pick?
Tim.
Would you have?
That's not
Be
me.
honest.
That's not me, bro.
No.
That's not me, bro. I don't come crawling back.
Okay. Dedication.
No. Danny Ainge can go suck it. And we can bleep that all we want.
There's no bleep on that.
I hate that guy. I shouldn't say hate. I'm getting myself into some trouble here.
No, sports hate is real.
It is sports
hate. How about that?
It's
we'll
sports
clarify that.
Okay, sorry. I got derailed there.
But, this year in particular, so the WNBA, it actually went mainstream, I think.
It did. I think you're right.
Yeah. It caught people's attention. Specifically, one player really brought everything to the forefront. Caitlin Clark.
Big name.
Big name now. She'll be in this too. So
that is impressive, Tim. Well, I don't believe that we have seen this before.
No, and it's such a unique product, right? Like multiple sports, multi-gendered.
Right.
Yeah. That's pretty rare in a licensed product.
We see here on the main page her card being featured, her autograph being featured right there next to Mr. Victor.
I don't think that's going to be his nickname.
We'll see. I'm going to test it out. We'll throw it out in the radio waves. We'll see what happens.
I've heard Wemby. Wemby's nice.
Yeah, I can do Wemby. I don't think I can screw that up.
Yeah, no. 2 syllables. You got it. But yeah, no. So this is definitely 2 of the cards that you really want to chase. And there was some confusion, I think, while I was researching this and reading up on it, because I shot you a text message of that image too, right?
Right.
Of Mr. Wembanyama saying and showing to the camera, this is the first card I ever signed.
Right.
And it's not going to be in Bowman Inception University. So just don't get your hopes up that that's in there. You have to wait until June 6th for Bowman University Chrome basketball. So, yeah.
Two separate products. I love that you made that distinction because that photo, at least on Twitter, is circulating.
Yeah, it's circulating a lot. You've probably seen it by the time this airs. I thought it was fascinating that it was the out of 99 green parallel. Like, who put that parallel in front of him first?
Right.
Sign the superfractor or like the Topps equivalent of that first. Like, what are you doing?
I agree.
Like one of the least liked parallel colors.
But what did you think of the inscription, though?
That's cool. I mean, so you're starting to see this more and more, I think, because the athletes get such a kick out of it, you know, and I think it's really cool. Like, I like it.
I love it. It adds a significant premium to that card.
For sure. Yeah, especially for a generational talent, possibly the best basketball prospect in ever.
Bigger than LeBron, I think.
Yeah, that's how they're talking this up, you know? 7'3", 7'5".
Yeah, 7'5", they think.
Yeah. Maybe 7'6", and he just wants to be listed shorter.
I do that personally.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm really 5'9". I like to go by 5'7". Just keep people on their toes.
Keep yourself on your toes. Jeez.
It does. It does. No, the Wemby card is going to be a big one, Tim. And you mentioned Bowman. I mean, here we're talking about Bowman University Inception, so a couple of different Bowman products. Now, what about next year? What's Wemby? Let's talk about him just for a second here. What is going to be his biggest rookie card? Because if you recall, Shams last month reported that next year that Topps Chrome, or at least Topps, I should say, is going to produce NBA cards for the 23-24 season, which we could really extrapolate from that. Perhaps Topps Chrome's going to be there next year, and he could have a Topps Chrome Superfractor. Are we going to be seeing a black Prism or even a gold Prism, or are we going to be seeing the Wemby Topps Chrome high number card or low number card rather to be the prime chase?
Yeah. I think people will chase the Topps Chrome more than the outgoing Panini Prism black.
I think so. They have basketball cards out now. They had them coming out starting last year, just not NBA. They look really good.
Yeah.
Visually much more appealing than Prism, at least to me, but I'm kind of down on Prism.
No, I think we both are at this point. As far as the appearance of the product, it's garbage.
I think we're going to see that shift, and it's going to happen this year. Not only did we talk in the Big Man episode, very well received, by the way, that the Big Man is going to, that he could change what we think of for big men in collecting. I said that, and I only point that out because I think I'm going to be wrong about that, so I don't want to throw you under that bus. But not only that, but I think we're also going to see the change in the chase card.
Yeah, I think that'll be fascinating to keep tabs on. Fanatics is obviously making a pretty good effort at, just doing something nice with their products.
I like it.
Yeah, I do too. The last time I saw a multi-sport product that I personally opened was like 2015. Panini put out a National Treasures multi-sport. I thought it was fun. It was still, college unis and stuff, but this kind of reminds me of that. They're kind of going for that. I think it looks nicer than that, because again, it's just like you said, the appearance of these cards is just, it's good.
Yeah. And having Caitlin Clark there is certainly going to make for a chase for a different, collecting group as well, bringing that together. I like that a lot. And speaking of her, we reached out to the biggest WNBA fan that we know.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's accurate.
And Carter left us a little something. Let me go ahead and hit that.
It's Carter. Just want to say regarding Bowman Inception, I think it's pretty interesting that women are included on the checklist right next to men for collegiate and European League product. It's pretty cool, specifically because I think it opens up some opportunity with the market that hasn't been tapped before. Look specifically at college, and over 40% of those athletes are women, and yet they receive under 5% of market share. And so something's really wrong there. I think that the hobby has a chance to correct that in how we market women from a product standpoint, and also drawing in women from a consumer standpoint. They're underrepresented there as well in sports, and I'm sure in the hobby. So it's pretty neat to see Caitlin Clark being used to market this right up there next to French Bowl, and I hope to see more of that. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Carter, for weighing in there. Of course, I mentioned WNBA earlier. I know that she's in college now, but of course, just associated her with the WNBA.
Yeah.
All right, Tim. Well, are you going to buy any of this?
Without getting too much into it, I am a skeptic still of Mr. Wembanyama.
Okay.
Especially yes, it's licensed. Yes, it's going to be his first pack pulled card and auto. But let's temper our expectations here a little bit. It's still Bowman Inception. Inception is not one of the higher end products. It's not heavily sought after by like quote unquote true collectors. He's still a big man. He's probably I'm super skeptical that he's going to hold up long enough to be a generational talent. Because, you think about guys like Yao, Ralph Sampson, I mean, like huge talents, but, they didn't hold up.
Chet, he hasn't even played a game yet.
Chet, just starts off the gate, with 2 broken feet, or whatever it is.
Right.
I mean, but anyway, no.
Okay.
I'm not going to be buying it.
And I think one point to add on what you said earlier, that this is not his first autographed rookie card. There is no rookie card shield or emblem on these cards, which does not make this his rookie card. This makes it not his rookie card. I did it.
Yeah, you did it. Good job.
I'm not going to be buying this either, but fascinating to look at.
Well, everyone, we hope it's been another fun and possibly informative show. That's Chad. This is Tim, the first Wembanyama hater